just landed in Taiwan. We're gonna start out with a market. These markets are really busy.
Stinky tofu? It's like sweet and sour.
Oh. Sweet and sour,
It's
yeah.
good though.
Yeah.
It's way better than it smells. Scallion pancake! Very deep fried. Really good though.
These Taiwanese markets are amazing. We love Taiwan already, and we've only been here like 4 hours. Took the train, which is pretty affordable. Now we're on our way to Elephant Mountain to get a view of the city. Taipei has an incredible public transportation system, and it's super affordable. We're at Shilin night market right now.
So before I eat the stinky tofu, the thing we like about Taiwan markets is that they would still be here if it weren't for tourists. Like, they're made for locals, but us being tourists here just get to enjoy the benefit off of them, and it's so cool. Kimchi bao and deep fried potato.
We were gonna hike Teapot Mountain this morning, which is near Shifen and Jiufen. So we took a bus at 6 a.m. to get us over here, only to realize this is the visibility. You can hear the beautiful sound of birds beeping in the distance. Yes, those are definitely birds and not cars. What do you think people's greatest wishes?
It's all about the money, money, money.
Everyone writes their wishes and dreams on the lantern, and then it goes right into the lake. Oh, the river, I should say. All over you can see little plastic bags. It's where your hopes and dreams go. Right down the river, just like Bruce Springsteen. We go down to the river and into the river. I'll show you how much busier this place is compared to this morning. Okay. How about you?
Wait, do we have to pack it first?
Yeah, don't eat yourself. Don't. Thank you. This morning at 6 a.m. we woke up early to catch a bus to Taichung, and we're now gonna sleep in a car. The first thing we did was we stopped by Costco to grab some snacks, and now we have a 7-hour ride to get to Taroko National Park to begin some nice hikes. 3 months ago, we booked ahead for the Zhuilu Old Trail, and now we're finally doing it in Taroko National Park. Walking along this area is actually a little bit freaky. You know, it's good. Other people have lanyards in there. Well, those things you clip onto the wire. But, you know, we don't. We're doing the hike. And this is absolutely beautiful, but it's a little bit hard for people who are afraid of heights and cowards like me. The Zhuilu Old Trail was one of the nicest hikes I've done in my entire life. It was hard to fully appreciate the view when you're right on the edge of a cliff face, making it a bit scary, but I found my fear was gone when all of a sudden my drone started malfunctioning and I was running along the edge trying to catch it before it sunk into the abyss. We saw a pretty temple on the side of the road, so we pulled over and let's take a look at it. Five days after we left Taroko, a 7.4 magnitude earthquake would hit the east coast, killing 18 people and injuring over 1,000. We feel very fortunate to have experienced everything what we did. We're in Hualien, and it's okay. We're gonna go for a swim tomorrow because we're really disgusting after the hike and we haven't had a shower because we're living in a van now. And the night markets are nothing compared to Taipei. Taipei night markets are insane. The waves were a little too powerful for us to have a shower at the beach, but we didn't let that stop us.
We're winding up into the mountains to find these hot springs and came across a barred road and a local looking down at us being like, "What are you doing?" I realized that Google Maps was just taking us to the closest road point to the hot springs that you have to hike into.
Hot Springs Adventures. We have to try and figure out where to cross here. It's starting to get a little bit hard. Right next to the waterfall, you can see the steam coming off up here. So you have to climb up there to get to the hot springs. This is the hot springs! Woo! We made it! The first hot springs in Taiwan. And that's the little spring right here. In Taiwan, you're supposed to go in the hot springs in the nude. So here we are. And it is really nice. It's also probably the hottest water I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, we're boiling.
Today has been one of the best days of the trip. But we're trying to hurry back to the car before it gets too dark. And make sure we can find the same stream crossings that aren't too powerful. And you can pretty much camp and sleep anywhere. If you are in private property, you just need to ask permission, but it's super convenient. You just pull over somewhere that looks decent and sleep in the back. We got our steamed buns, we got our custard apples, and we got massive bubble teas. Now we're ready to start our journey. a nice little spot. There's a washroom nearby. Now we're ready to go to Wulu Gorge. We drove for an hour up Wulu Gorge. We're finally here, and now we're gonna head to Lisong Hot Springs.
Great job.
Yesterday the drive was so nice that we regretted not pulling over the side of the road and find a nice place to sleep. So today we found a beautiful spot to look over the mountains and the stream. Instead of waking up to a beautiful view last night, we woke up in a thunderstorm parked in a mud hole, which was not the best start or what we had imagined. We began our journey down to Kenting, which is a 3-hour drive, and we stopped here in Tai Mali to check out the beach, see if we could go for a swim to clean ourselves off, but the waves are a little bit too big today. We're at Kenting now, and it's time to go for a dip. Hopefully you see something cool this time. Kenting has a decent night market that we're just walking around right now, and it's actually a pretty long market. We had to leave our side of the road campsite at 5:30 a.m. because people were setting up where we were sleeping. So we're pretty tired this morning, but we're off to a good start. We're gonna go pet some capybaras, but we saw this giant temple, so we thought we'd check it out. We came to a little park to see if we can pet capybaras. It's actually a hot spring though, but it's pretty hot today. We don't need to get any hotter. And hope, as long as it's humane and the capybaras aren't in bad living conditions and they look happy, you know, we'll do it.
Oh, your little sound is cute. Can I give you a scratch? Oh, that's that.
Oh, it's even got the belly rubs. On capybaras.
They're so cute and wonderful and wholesome, and I want to pet them more.
One of the perks of the south being in a tropical area is that there's lots of fruit, and the fruit are the price not too bad. Ooh. We went to an art museum in Kaohsiung, but it was a little bit too abstract for me.
Now we're on the road to Tainan to hit up a night market, and then we're gonna try to get as close to Alishan National Park.
We woke up here in Alishan. It's really confusing how to actually get to the mountain, so we're gonna try and figure that out right now. But we're surrounded by tea farms already. What we've learned about Alishan is you have to get here really early to get parking if you have a car. Otherwise you just have to bus and train. The railway was built for logging by the Japanese in the early 1900s, but since then it's transferred over to exclusively tourism. And the train was definitely a bit overrated. On our way up the mountain this morning, we learned that there was a 7.5 magnitude earthquake in Taiwan on the east coast, where we just were in Hualien. It's caused a lot of damage apparently, but we didn't feel it at all up on the mountain since we're up here in Alishan. And now we're doing the Tashan Trail, which is supposed to be one of the prettiest trails in Alishan. currently on the road from Alishan to Sun Moon Lake. Ci'en Pagoda is definitely the nicest part of Sun Moon Lake. Sun Moon Lake itself isn't that great. One of the most popular things to do is to bike around the whole thing, but there's no shoulder. It's just not worth it. We headed off from Sun Moon Lake to Taitung, where we then went to a museum, dropped off our car, and of course went to a night market. Meals only end up being about $2 each, and it's so good. So you basically just go to night markets as much as you can. The thing about Taiwan is you can just drink in public and it's totally legal. That is not an ice cream truck. When you hear that noise, it's the garbage truck. We went to a mochi place that's only open once a week. And man, is it ever good. And this was only 70 Taiwanese dollars for 6. We were looking for sneaky tofu and we couldn't find it in the market, so we used our noses to smell a restaurant that had it. We just followed our noses, took us right to the sneaky tofu because that stuff reeks. The last food we're getting to end off our trip, scallion pancakes. They're delicious. Taiwan is a well-known foodie destination, but we found it was that and so much more. Every day here was just an incredible magical experience that we'll carry with us the rest of our lives.